Listen, I have an idea.
It's how I feel when you make lemonade. Whatever today has given you. 511 headaches, still call it Thanksgiving. True.
Welcome to another edition of the Super Dupa podcast. I'm your host, Rob Griggs, Solo Dolo. Yes, I do my best as McMahon impersonation, but nobody like the boy Ez. He's out today, but we missed last week. We can't miss 2 weeks in a row. That's the SDP rule. So you got me solo by myself. Bevel still popping. I look a little way more gray today than I normally do. So I don't know how this YouTube gonna feel, but I guess I am getting old. But thank you for checking out the Super Duper podcast. We do not take your listens lightly. You see, I have a brand new mic. Probably sound like new money. You dig? I feel like talking like Billy Williams. But thank you for checking out the Super Duper pod. We do not take your listens lightly. Make sure you follow us on all socials. What up, Sarah? At SUPADUPAPOD. Like, I really feel like I'm about to do smooth grooves. This is wild. And online at the HP53productions.com for our herch and additional content such as our own Ez McMahon with the Easy Smoke and GM podcast. And we're going to have some more podcasts on there soon. World's Public Report will be launching very soon. We're getting that together. So look out for that. Also follow us on YouTube. You can see the gray is really popping. I mean, it must be the light. It didn't look like this gray. I woke up this morning. Besides Bevel. Anywho, HP53 Productions. You can find us on YouTube. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, tell a friend, tell a neighbor that you're having a great time with the SDP. So, it's just me, man, and we'll get right to it. We'll see how this goes. I told Ez if you don't like it, dump it. But the way my mic popping and the way this rolling, and I've been up for a while, we're gonna make this happen. Y'all gonna see this episode. So before we get into the show, a couple of things. Dads and don'ts still rolling. Still shout out to all the fellas that have been coming out to our monthly meetings. We have our next meeting on Thursday, March 19th at the Woodson Regional Library at 6:30 p.m. So make sure if you know a dad who is a father of neurodiverse or disabled kids, so ADHD, autism, or your kid even got that BAD. Maybe you just need to come have a support and talk with some guys about how to be a better father in these days and times. Make sure come to Woodson Regional Library here in Chicago. 6:30 p.m. on March 19th. We'll do something fun after that particular meeting. But every meeting lasts about an hour. It's a great time. Guys coming out, guys are sharing, and guys are learning. I had great conversations the last time. That's a great conversation every month. So we've been rolling every month. I know I haven't mentioned it on the pod, but we have been meeting, and it's been a good time. So again, want to invite, if you know any dads that have neurodiverse or disabled kids and they need support, because I mean, honestly, all dads and moms, you need some support. That's why we have this group available to them. So Dads and Don'ts, March 19th. And something really cool. You'll hear more about it in about a couple of weeks. But Dads and Don'ts doing our first event, and it's a toy drive. When the chipmunks were younger, and take them to the doctor's office. I may have mentioned this before, but a saving grace was this because you go to the doctor's office with 3 kids, you got enough bags to take. I mean, you got to make sure you got at that time the diapers, the wipes, snacks, change of clothes, all kind of stuff. The last thing you're thinking about is a toy, because what if you lose this thing? Then that's a problem on your hands. So you kind of hope you can make it. Get to the doctor's office. I think it was Chase. I think that probably makes sense now if you know Chase. It doesn't make sense. But we get to the doctor's office, and they would just give him a toy to play with to keep him occupied, because it's 3 kids at this long appointment. They tired, we tired, and they let him have a toy to play with. And I remember one particular time, Chase got really attached with the toy, and he wouldn't let it go. And they said, just keep it. It's fine. And that struck me because I know, like, they weren't in the business of just giving toys away, but they knew it was just easier to do that than to have him fight, had a good appointment, and go from there. So that always stuck with me. And I always wanted to donate toys back to the waiting rooms of pediatric hospitals, just because I know we weren't the only people with kids that's having, and that how toys would help them get through. There was one time Brooklyn was in the ER. I took her to the ER, and they came in, and was that when she swallowed a quarter? Brooklyn and I have been in the ER a couple of times. She swallowed a quarter one time. It was pretty wild. and then she got really sick another time. So I think it was this time she was super sick. Anywho, took her to the ER. They had a toy for her, specially wrapped, gave it to her, and she hung on to that thing for the full time we were in the ER. So, you know, I see this, and what I want to do through Dads and Don'ts is give back toys to these hospital waiting rooms. So we got a few hospitals on the list. Once we get those confirmed, things confirmed, you'll hear more about Dads and Don'ts and how you can donate toys. We're going to do a wish list, and they're also going to have an event. So you hear all of these things, and I'm not just if I say it now on the pod, that means it has to happen. So shout out Christina, because now we got to do it, and there's work to do. And shout out to Ivy, who helped us plan this as well. So get to it. You know, we missed last week. Ez was working, and I just couldn't pull it together, but we couldn't miss 2 weeks in a row. So we didn't get to officially say goodbye to Black History Month, but you know how we feel on the SDP. It's Black History Month all year round, but really think that, feel like there was a better intentionality around Black History Month, right? Just we know the times that we live in race and history. And I mean, it's wild outside, right? Bombs everywhere, wars on top of wars. The Epstein files are still out there. People still resigning. You know what I'm saying? Stuff still happening. People still hoping their name don't come up. Please, please, please don't see my name. Please don't see my name. They hoping their name don't pop up in these Epstein files. And again, hey man, your name popping up, but people still out here living. Why don't y'all get like Prince Andrew, or formerly known as Prince Andrew? They pulled his stuff fast, so they need that in America. But Black History Month is always moving around the corner. It's not always moving around the corner. What I'm trying to say, Black History Month, although it may be gone as a month, we can still celebrate things. I was really thinking about Juneteenth. I'm making a bigger deal about it this year. I think we always talk about it, and I think we don't get the day off necessarily. It's a federal day. I'm gonna take it off. I'm gonna make a big deal about Juneteenth because that's the real date of independence, right? It's like that's when everybody was free. Juneteenth, right? So I think just think about these history things and making sure that we are honoring them properly. That's how I'm trying to say that. But also last week we forgot to do the February crush of the month. It's the crush of the month. Wake up, wake up. Workshop it. Okay, crush of the month. Unofficially sponsored by Crush Soda. I'm a fan of peach crush. Ez hates it all except for orange. So are you shocked if you listen to the pod? You know he hates everything. So this the crush of the month for February. Again, you know how we do. We are talking about our crushes. This is inspired by the one and only Alexis Fields. What's up with you? Her Instagram is ridiculous. I hate it so much in the best way. It's amazing. Shout out to Alexis Fields. She inspired this segment because she is always the crush. But the last month was Laura Coates from CNN, and so we had some honorees, and people go kill me for these. I don't care. Hillary Duff. I saw a picture of Hillary Duff. I was like, yeah, she crush of the month. Trust me. And it was Black History Month. Then also Taylor Rooks. She probably gonna win this in a couple months because she stay a killer. Woo! But the winner, the person who was the crush of the month was said that way. And it kind of blends from Black History Month into Women's History Month, is the one and only. And y'all Google it once I say it because you'll understand. Mary Sheffield. Do you know who Mary Sheffield is? Mary Sheffield is? She is the mayor of Detroit, right? She's the 76th mayor of Detroit, first woman mayor in the city's 300-year history. That's pretty crazy. But she is, and when you see a picture, gorgeous woman, right? And we don't do it just off looks here at the SDP. It's like, yeah, you cute, but also what you're doing. And so, shout out to her for winning out there in Detroit. She launched the Mayor's Office of Community and Safety. A new office will house community violence intervention programs as well as ceasefire, survivor advocacy program, and new crime prevention efforts. This major new prevention focus will be domestic and intimate partner and intimate partner violence, including conflict resolution and restorative practices. And it was wild. She got married right before her inauguration, so she's had a heck of a few months, man. So shout out to her. Shout out to her family. You know what I mean? She one of the SDP. She's the crush of the month. It's the crush of the month. It's gonna catch on. I don't care what you guys say. But shout out to Mary Sheffield. She is our crush of the month. And you'll see next time in March who our crush of the month is going to be. It might be random. You might judge me, but I don't care. Next thing on the list, we have our Chicago check-in again. That's our new segment on the SDP, where every week we tell you something about the wonderful, fabulous city that we live in, the city of Chicago. So this is we talked about this last week with Jesse Jackson, with the last episode with Jesse Jackson, and with Dr. Williams was on. But still going to talk about Jesse Jackson because his homegoing services, the public services, will be held at the House of Hope. Shout out to my pastor, Pastor Charlie Dates, who's a pastor of Progressive Baptist Church, and Salem, who has church at the House of Hope. So that's our sister church. I will say this, guys. You guys know me. I'm not a big funeral person. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in, if y'all know this, you know, listen to the pod, I'm a church kid. So I've been in my fair share of funerals, you know what I'm saying? Especially when I was a drummer at the church. So you got to have the music department there, and you got the repast, and, I don't like holding, the funeral. I don't even know what it's called. Not that it's a obituary, but the service, right? I don't take it because I feel like I'm taking somebody's life. So I now have to protect it, and I can't throw it away. I'm like throwing your life away. So if I go to a funeral, I read it and I give it back to the usher because it's like I don't need that person's life in my hands. I got enough going on. Okay, I don't need this life in my hands as well. And I don't always go around to see the body because I've had experiences in life where you see people pass away, and I think of one person in particular, you see them pass away, and that's your last memory of them is how sick they are, how close to death they are. And, if I don't have to, I don't go walk around just because I want to remember you the way I do, right? Maybe smiling or laughing and not in the casket. So, I'm tricky at a funeral. I understand it's a celebration of life, you know what I'm saying? And I will go to a funeral, but it's like certain things, and I'm probably telling on myself because people probably never picked up on this. I just kind of sit in the corner. Shout out to my old church, hopeful. I'll put the drum. Let's go right to the drum, set them up. I was ready to go. I had an excuse built in to not walk around. But when I go to other people's churches, it's like I don't want to walk. I don't want to see, man. But in some instances, you kind of gotta go. I went to a funeral maybe a couple months ago. Woman passed away, and she was fairly young in her 40s. And I was just, the only way to get in was to walk past the casket. And it was just like just witnessing that was something. I mean, who nobody likes going to the funeral, so not like I'm saying nothing big, but like yeah, the obituary thing, I don't like. I will read it front to back and give it back. But it's wild how that is always a source of controversy because it's like, you got to make sure everybody's name is listed because somebody gonna be mad that they name in there. Special friends in some cases, extra kids in some cases. You find out, but the truth, you find out a lot about people at a funeral. That's always a shaky thing, you know what I'm saying? And it's like people just come say the wildest stuff at funerals. I done been to funerals where people just got up there just cussing, telling secrets about the person that died. You know what I'm saying? I done seen people go and you just fall out, drag out, pass out. You got to drag them out, and they come back in like nothing happened. You know what I mean? It's if funerals can be something, people just. Mama always say people don't know what to say, so they say anything. And that's the truth. Like at a funeral, people just say whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was his favorite. I did see this at a funeral. Somebody was like, I was his favorite niece. And then somebody came up behind and was like, oh, I was actually his for real favorite niece. I was like, okay, here we go. What kind of event this gonna be? Somebody to wake this brother up to make sure we know who's the favorite niece. You understand? It's just again, I've seen my fair share of that. You start to understand it's part of life, right? We are born and we die. And I remember I went to a funeral once. Somebody told me the wrong time. So there's in black churches, it's like you got the wake, right, and then you have the actual funeral. So the wake is just for people. You got to sign that book. If if you live like I live and been to place I places, you know that book is important. That means I was here. Like I'm gonna get my thank you card. You saw that I came here and showed up. So first you got to get to the book. You usually do that with the wake because when the funeral comes, it's mayhem. So then once I went to a funeral once and they told me the wrong time. So usually the wake is pretty slim. That's the people who can't maybe make the funeral. They pop in, say hey to their family, slide out of there. So I went to a funeral once, and the person who died, I didn't really know them. I just went in support of someone else. And I remember I got there because they told me to say the funeral was at say 11, but actually the wake was at 11. But I didn't know. So I get there and I'm thinking like, man, what kind of life did this brother live? Ain't nobody even at his funeral, and it's 11 o'clock. I'm thinking like, am I gonna have to officiate this service? I don't even know what am I gonna say about this man. I don't even know. Come to find out, I was an hour early at a funeral of somebody I ain't even really know like that. You know what I'm saying? So last time I did that, you heard. Uh, but truly, every time I think about a funeral, I think about just what will people say about me. I try to live my life accordingly, right? If I wanted that, if I when it's is my time, that people are saying Rob tried his best. He loved being a member of his church, loved his kids, of his family. Tried to be a man of his word. He made some mistakes, but all in all, he tried to be the best man he could be. Because you hear my mom was saying this the other day. We were talking about it. She was like, "Listen, don't get up there saying how good I fried chicken, okay? Don't say that." We were like, "But mama, your fried chicken good." I know. She's like, "Don't say it. Don't be the only thing that you guys say up there, right?" And as you can tell in my family, we talk about everything, that kind of stuff. Talked about what dress you want to wear, suit you want to wear, that kind of thing, man. But that's something that is a part of life. So all that to say, if you go to the funeral today, Jesse Jackson Jr., make sure you are respectful. There's gonna be a lot of people out there. It is a momentous day, and treat it as such. All right. So a couple more things before we get out of here, man. Since it's just me, I'm just rambling and talking like it's an old radio show, like a late night show. Does anybody know nobody's listening? I don't care. Enjoy. So, couple things, man. I was taking the chipmunks to school. So how it works out is Brooke has to go to a bus, and I come back, get the boys, and get the boys a break. It's the whole thing. It's a whole system. And it's hanging on by a thread. You know what I'm saying? If one thing goes down, I'm screwed. So there is some mornings, I'm most mornings, Brooklyn's waking me up at 5:30. And she goes, Dad, get dressed. And then she runs back upstairs. And the first couple times I was like, hey girl, go back to bed. But then I just wake up, wait for her to come wake me up, and we rock and roll. So get Brooke ready. And we got her out the door, we rolling, get her to a bus. I'm looking at all these parents driving like maniacs because all of us are trying to get kids to and fro and trying to get to work on time. And somebody left a shoe, you forgot your bagel. There have been plenty of mornings. I made a smoothie, I've made a lunch, I took great pain. I said, wait, they make it happen. And I drove to work. And my job is about an hour drive away from my house. It's like I can't even turn around. It's just I might as well. That's the snack when I get home. You understand? And all I'm thinking about is how crazy I am for leaving my stuff. Now the kids got everything they needed. They made it home. They made it to school. Shoot, there's been times though. Chase has left his water bottle, and I'm like, "Son, please put your hand on his water bottle." And I get a call, "Dad, but I know, I'm around the corner. I'm at the door. Now I'm late for work because I got to be in line with the other late kids." And for real, y'all, hold on. Let me say this. Stop getting y'all kids to school late. Okay. Sometimes I pull up to the school. School started at 8 o'clock. This kid's walking in at 8:15. Hey man, I know things happen, right? So if it's if it's a so every so often it happens or randomly, cool. But try to get these kids to school at a decent time so they understand this is important to them. You know what I'm saying? Don't have them in the line getting the pink slip as they go through. But anyway, but as I noticed though, like the parents, we're driving crazy in the morning because also I've done the same when I'm a little behind time and I got to get booked to the bus on time and come back, get the boys, get them to school on time. I'm doing some things that probably aren't the safest. And I'm looking at other parents doing the same thing, just aggressive driving. It's like there should be a driving competition for parents like us. But I think we can only do it when the pressure's on. It's like there's certain things I won't even try if I ain't in a rush, right? It's like I won't run cut through this cars. No way. But I'm in a rush. I got to get there. Don't care, right? When the train arms come down, now that's my line. I don't shoot through those. I don't shoot through those. But it's like when they come down, because it's like I worked for a train company. It's like you just kind of see the bad accidents. You don't want that. You don't want to be part of that. You want to obey those rules. But yeah, man, I think they should have a competition for parents to just see like instead of the Indy 500, like the Indy 3. Three good laps. Have some obstacles in there. You know what is the worst? The worst thing is when you are late, but you're behind somebody who's nice and early and on time. They're just driving the speed limit. They're reading the sign on the bus. right? They're stopping when it's yellow. No, I am late. They're doing the speed limit just so. God, this morning was doing under the speed limit, just having to. I mean, you must be an hour early, bro. But I'm behind. So please get out of my way. Drive with purpose, sir. You're out here with the Indy 3, with the Chicago 3 lap, okay, with those parents who are late. Please get out the way. But I think it should be a competition. See how we do. That'd be a little nuts. Maybe win a free night in the hotel, a kid free, and in the next morning somebody takes your kid, takes all that morning stuff off of you. I'm telling you, parents who are hearing me right now, they understand exactly what I mean. That's morning get together. It's stressful. You get to work and need to go, and you need a vacation day. Like I was talking about that with a lady at work today. You get all the stuff done, you get to work. She's like, I want to go home. I got to do work now. I've had a whole day. I've had a full day by the time I sit down at the office. So, shout out to shout out to people with kids who are bigger and more independent. My kids will be there soon because high school is on the way. Yeah, we'll give you more about that in a couple of months. A couple more things we get out of here. It's gonna be a short episode 'cause I'm sure y'all sick of me talking. And actually, you probably enjoy it. I hope you enjoy it. If you like it, hit us on. Make sure you subscribe and like and share on YouTube. Leave some comments because I'm just rambling. Shout out to Ez. We'll see you next week, sir. So realize that March 6th is a very popular day. We have days of the year, all these national holidays. I always get it up. I mean, I always screw it up, I should say, because I miss like National Siblings Day. I never get shout out my sisters. I always miss National Sons and Daughters Day. I'm just not on the internet like that, like I think. So, but today is March 6th. Today is National Oreo Cookie Day. Now I love so my favorite dessert is I'm thinking about that. My favorite dessert is a chocolate chip cookie, a very soft, warm chocolate chip cookie. Shout out to the original cookie factory that used to be in Evergreen Plaza. My sister used to shout out to Sharon. We used to go to the Evergreen Plaza, me, her, and Jay, and go to and sometimes Anthony to the original cookie factory. And we were so broke, probably get like three cookies, four cookies, a cookie a piece. But hey, man, it was worth the trip. Night worth the ride, everything we did, man. So, that's probably why I love a cookie so much. Some family nights we bake Toll House cookies, and those are the best. Shout out to Jay. She makes that happen. But I'm a big fan of chocolate chip cookie. But all I have to say is I do enjoy Oreo cookie. And like an Oreo cookie is can be addictive. It's like, you got a couple, take one, take two, another one. Like, wait, I ate a whole roll, man. Get these things out of my face. But shout out to National Oreo Cookie Day if you celebrate. It's your day. Also, the Day of the Dude, right? That's an homage to a relaxing lifestyle. Like, dude, relax, dude. So it's a day of relaxing, but who's relaxing? National Dress in Blue Day. I got on blue, but I got a lot of blue stuff. But today is National Dress in Blue Day. See, people just making stuff up. Also National Employee Appreciation Day. They ain't tell us that at work. I got a meeting first thing in the morning. And National Speech and Debate Election Day. That's March 6th. But fellas, if you listen to the pod, you know what I'm about to say. You got a holiday coming up, March 14th. Make sure you get your steak, okay? Okay. And if your lady has an appointment already planned on March 14th, call Cheetahs right now. Just get the camera crew ready to go, okay? Because the smoke in the city, all right? Her appointment should be with you. YK, YK, 314 ain't just about the pie. I'm saying. So, fellas, enjoy yourselves. Get you a steak. You know the rest. So that's our show for today. We'll keep it short, keep it sweet. We want to make sure we're tapping in with you guys. Oh, but before we get out of here, again, there's so many days to the midterm elections. There have been some midterm elections happening in different states. Primary elections, I should say. Chicago, March 17th, I think, is our day. That's a St. Patrick's Day. Shout out to 15%. That's our day of election here. So, but as you are seeing in the world, all this voting stuff matters because stuff just gets moved around and changed. So your vote matters. Your vote is powerful. So you got to use it. So don't mess around. Don't be a single issue voter. This is also a time to not be divisive, right? There's so many things we can argue about and disagree on. And it has to be something that we have a commonality on. I think that we want some stability back to the country. We want to be able to get to a place where it's like everything doesn't feel like, some you get so desensitized to the news, and that's not good either, right? It's going like, I'm not gonna listen because it's all bad. No, you have to still listen. You still gotta check it out because we don't know. You have to know what it means. You gotta know what to get there. And also, there's a lot of misinformation out there. It's so much misinformation out there, and it's so easy to just argue with people, disagree with folks, and everybody's wrong. You know what I'm saying? So like, please make sure you listen. Make sure you understand what's happening, because you don't want to get lost out here in the shuffle. Because a lot is happening. A lot's moving. A lot of stuff is moving quickly. You want to make sure you know what it is and what it ain't, and where it's going. Okay. So thank you for checking out the Super Duper Power with this solo edition. Make sure you follow us on all socials. I love this, man. Make sure you follow us on all socials at SUPA, and online at HP53productions.com for our merch. Also on YouTube, you can see the bevel popping. Yeah, shout out to the salt and pepper. You dig at HP53 Productions. Listen, make sure you take care of yourselves and each other. Hey, mama, this is the Super Duper Podcast.
How you know you ain't perfect? Let that soak up and soak in. You know how you know that you blessed. I woke up.